The Bureau of Development Services has a vital role in the livability of our growing city. When you visit a building in Portland, know that BDS had a hand in ensuring the integrity of its design and structure. Without BDS and our dedicated employees, Portland simply wouldn't be the same. We come together from incredibly diverse backgrounds to serve our city. As BDS employees, we aim to make our community more accessible and equitable for all Portlanders.
The simplest way to describe what our bureau does is to look at the construction process. Our motto is from concept to construction. Every time there is an idea to build something, we look at those plans and make sure they comply with different state and local codes. We also go out in the field and we inspect those buildings, whether it's a large project like a multi-million-dollar condominium project or if it's someone installing a new heater in their home. We also do a lot of work in the community. We make sure that tenants that live in apartment buildings, that the living conditions also meet the housing code. We want to make sure that everyone who enters the building, who lives there, is safe. We try to preserve our neighborhoods, but we also want to build a modern city, and we want to balance those two things. We're looking for employees who are motivated, who are passionate about the work that they do.
I've always loved numbers as a kid. Math was always my favorite subject. And I enjoy sticky notes, being organized. I live and breathe spreadsheets. Right now it's budget season, so we're heavily involved with creating budget packages for managers. It's a great time to collaborate and share ideas. I feel like the diversity is growing in Portland. I think people from other states or different communities, they have different ideas, and I think Portland, when you embrace those changes and those ideas and the people, you can become a stronger community.
Helping people or the environment has always been really critical to my sense of well-being in the world. I have to do something positive. So I love the fact that I work for the city now because it feels really engaged with my community, and that is something that I really value. We're making policy changes and procedural decisions that impact the way our customers are served. That feels like a really important role to me. That's what I try to do every day is focus on those initiatives that I know are impacting our customers of color and our customers who experience disabilities.
So I grew up in Portland, and I grew up biking to school. It was a really important part of my experience growing up in the city, getting to interact face-to-face at the street level. As a permit technician, I'm a generalist. I know a little bit about what each of the 20 or so different review groups that we have involved in the building permit process, what they care about. I think it's really important for a permit technician to be very patient, being able to be comfortable talking with people of different abilities and different experience levels, being comfortable talking with people from different backgrounds, being comfortable talking with people and trying to convey information at a level that they're able to understand, and tailoring that to the specificity of their experience or their project.
People understand it's not about how you dress or things of that nature. It's really all about what you're contributing, and that's huge, and I like that piece about BDS. The kind of work that I do, a lot of it has to do with troubleshooting, right? And basically flexibility in the mind and just critical thinking is, in my opinion, is really critical to this particular position.
So before coming to BDS, I worked for a smaller municipality in Oklahoma. I was doing erosion control and stormwater inspections there as well. So I didn't go to college. I've always been interested in the environment. fishing, growing up in the country, running around in creeks. So it just was something that was seemed to be an automatic fit. It was an industry that was pretty young in '97, and it was a place where I could learn my job as I did it, and it was a growing industry. It still is a growing industry. It doesn't always take a college degree. There's a lot of certifications out there. It's good for people that like to just have a broad spectrum of work and not have to do the daily grind every day of the same thing. Being an inspector, you do butt heads and you have to make sure that they're following the rules, but it's exciting and it's interesting to learn how you can get different types of people to do that in different situations and learning to do that without it becoming an argument. I love that every day I come in, it's going to be typically a new job site, sometimes new challenges. Sometimes I come to work and I run into a problem that I never thought that I was going to run into. So every day you get the chance to learn something new and apply that directly to your work.
I studied architecture in Mexico, and after graduating, I worked in various areas of architecture, such as master planning, interior design, residential design. At the end of the day, I found that I was just working for one client. Personally, I wanted to get involved in projects that had a larger scope, a community aspect to them, so that's why I chose to study urban planning. In a way, the job that I have right now allows me to work at a scale that impacts the city as a whole and not just one private client. I moved to Portland to study a master's in urban and regional planning, and in my second year I did an internship here at BDS. Right after finishing my internship, I moved to China to do an internship with an urban planning institute, and after finishing my internship in China, I came back to work full-time at BDS.
I was born and I grew up in former Soviet Union. I started my MBA, and in 2001 I actually had an internship with United Nations for 3 months during the summer break, and I lived in New York. I worked on accountability and transparency in governmental operations in Eastern Europe. I've been able to grow from the financial analyst to a principal financial analyst and manage budget and finance section for 11 years, and now I've been offered this great opportunity to lead a division that not only includes finance but also includes hiring, HR, training, communications, bureau-wide projects. It's extremely challenging. Every single day there's something brand new that I learn or something brand new that I need to decide. That's actually what I like about my work, that every single day presents a new challenge.
Right before I moved to Portland, I was in graduate school at the University of Buffalo, studying urban planning with a focus in urban design, and I was working as the assistant director for a nonprofit that does street improvements and helps small businesses receive grants to improve their storefronts. I think the thing that I look forward to most is working with my team. The Design and Historic Resource Review team has a very diverse background. We have people who are experts in landscape architecture, planning, design, and to be able to sit in a room with that level of expertise is just an invaluable experience for my own professional development. But it also means that we have a wealth of resources for every project that we work on. And I get the opportunity to talk to a lot of very smart people making great choices for this city. I don't see myself leaving Portland anytime soon.
I think innovation is what makes me want to be with this bureau. Prior to joining the city of Portland, I was deployed to Iraq. I did my active duty for 8 years. During peacetime, I was in human resources. During wartime, I was infantry, 11 Bravo. Glad to serve the government again for the city of Portland. I think just traveling in the military and just going all over the world, you come back to Oregon because it's a beautiful state, a beautiful city. My sister works for the city of Portland, and just hearing stories and her experience the city itself provides a lot of great opportunity and a very diverse group of people. It was an opportunity just to feel the sense and the experience that my sister have had. That's the type of work environment you want to be in.